Ahead on Q2, a scary scene in the Heights as residents are jolted awake by gunfire.
I was terrified.
Shots ring out in a normally quiet neighborhood, leading to an early morning standoff. Plus, skating into the future.
This is about community. This is about bringing people together.
Plans for a new Billings Ice Arena receive a $1 million boost forward and a good night's rest.
So we just got new beds.
A Billings nonprofit making sure all community kids have a bed to sleep on. The MTN News starts right now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Russ Riesinger. Tense moments in the Billings Heights this morning after a man allegedly fires one shot after another into his neighborhood, leading to a 4-hour standoff with police. Tonight, that man is behind bars. It all began around 4 this morning. Billings police officers responding to a report of gunshots in the 400 block of Jerry Lane. When officers arrived on scene, they heard the gunshots coming from inside a camper trailer with multiple rounds being fired outside. 53-year-old William Van Meter refused to surrender for several hours, leading to a stressful morning for neighbors. Mandy Murnian's 9-year-old son was inside his dad's home right across the street.
I was terrified. It alarmed me that, there's a shooting right across the street, an active shooter. They barricaded the street off. He couldn't leave the house, shelter in place. And I'm just like, well, you can't even look out the window or anything.
Van Meter finally surrendered around 7:30 this morning. He was evaluated for injuries and mental health concerns and has been charged with criminal endangerment and assault on a peace officer. No one was injured during the incident. A new state-of-the-art ice arena may become a reality sooner rather than later here in Billings. This after a major boost forward today in the form of a $1 million donation. The $12 million two-sheet ice facility will be built near Amen Park. With more on the project and what it could mean for Billings, here's our Charlie Kleps.
If you're looking to ice skate in Billings, this at Centennial Ice Arena is really the only option. But that soon looks like it's going to change as donations continue to come in hopes of building a facility near Amen Park.
It's kind of in our nature here being Billings.
It's a Montana frame of mind.
We still want to do stuff, whether it's inside or outside.
The refusal to hibernate in the colder months leads many here to the nearest ice skating rink, testing their abilities at winter sports or even just skating for fun.
Winter sports, in my opinion, they really do play a pivotal role in the community.
It's always been a part of our community. Longtime residents remember thousands at Billings Bulls hockey games inside the Metro Arena. The Bulls shut down in 2017, but lately ice interest is ticking up.
For the rest of the ice season through April, I am booked every single weekend.
Director Sean Gilmore says Centennial Ice Arena is completely booked with a variety of events.
Whether it's our figure skating club, curlers, hockey players, we all know that we need more.
It's looking like that help could come sooner rather than later. Tuesday, the Larson family donated $1 million to a new state-of-the-art ice arena planned for Amen Park. Signal Peak Energy committed $6 million, half the total build cost back in November, and has pledged to raise the rest privately. Developers say they will break ground in April.
A new facility is just going to help grow it.
Former Bulls hockey coach Michael Richardson says the addition of the facility will help fill a void, both economically and socially, giving potential for a return of a semi-pro hockey team to the Magic City.
We're a big city with a small town feel, and you look at, we have baseball in the summer, we have indoor football in the fall. Ice hockey is the winter sport, and we need it back.
Centennial Ice Arena is all in, hoping the additional ice will alleviate some pressure on them going forward, even collecting their own funds to help.
If you want to be able to invest in youth sports and in ice sports specifically, this is a great opportunity for you, and we need it.
In Billings, Charlie Kleps, MTN News.
Well, there was plenty of ice to be found in Billings today. This frigid cold with temperatures hovering around zero causing some problems on Montana roadways. While much of the active snow has moved out, the interstate remains very slick. Take a look at this map. As of this afternoon, nearly every single major highway in the entire state listed as having snow and ice. Those conditions leading to another semi-accident near Columbus this morning. Well, Eddie's Corner had to be shut down to Harleton because of a crash in that area. Well, the good news is residential plow crews continue to make progress across Billings. City crews were able to get to almost every school last night, while the residential team is just finishing up Zone 2 between Broadwater and Pauley. They're moving to Zone 3 tonight, which covers most of the west end before going to Area 4 on the south side. Now we'll send it over to meteorologist Jason Stiff with the latest on this system and what lies ahead. Jason?
They're working hard, planning to get all the snow plowed off all of our streets and roads and other areas around much of Montana and Wyoming. We've had a bit of a break from the snowy weather. It has moved to the north and west. This atmospheric river with all these clouds and all the snow, it was over Sunday, Monday, brought some healthy amounts of snow that we're dealing with right now that has been pushed up toward the north and west. But fear not, it is going to be returning as we move into Wednesday with a cold front pushing right through the Treasure State. So taking a live look outside on our Stockman Bank camera, you can see the traffic thankfully moving along smoothly on those icy roads. The temperatures, they were not warm enough to melt anything though. Had a low this morning of 3 degrees below zero. It was about 3 degrees below for about 12 hours or so, and at a high of only 2 degrees. More chances for snow are coming. Our 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
President Donald Trump is moving forward with tariffs on China, while proposed tariffs on Mexico and Canada are now on hold as negotiations over border security continue. Part of the reason the president says they are needed is to, quote, address the extraordinary threat posed by illegal immigrants and drugs, including deadly fentanyl. 2023, more than 80,000 people across the country died from fentanyl overdoses. A memo by the White House says there is also a growing presence of Mexican cartels operating fentanyl and nitazene synthesis labs in Canada. A recent study recognized Canada's heightened domestic production of fentanyl and its growing footprint within international narcotics distribution. Despite Montana sharing a border with Canada, the Missouri River Drug Task Force says it's seeing more drug activity from the southern border.
Fentanyl, as everyone's aware, has been a growing issue. Methamphetamine still remains very prominent in our jurisdiction, and we've seen a pretty good uptick in cocaine in the last little while. There's been a uptick in overdoses with fentanyl again. We're beginning to see more and more powder fentanyl around. It's dangerous. We do what we can to try to prevent that.
The tariffs, if imposed on Canada, would include a 10% tariff on energy and a 25% tariff on all other imported goods. The Montana Office of Consumer Protection claims it saved Montanans from losing $1 million from business and scam complaints this past year. Of that $1 million, OCP prevented the loss of $314,000 to scammers and recovered $687,000 for consumers who filed complaints against businesses. Additionally, Montanans themselves were able to prevent the loss of some $4 million by recognizing potential scammers. The office says there are ways to keep yourself safe. First, never give out personal information online or over the phone, and never use wire transfers or gift cards to give money to someone you don't know. In the past year, the office fielded 900 scam complaints and more than 1,000 complaints about businesses. Nationwide, more than 155,000 kids are in need of a bed, and Billings is not immune to that problem. But now one Magic City nonprofit is stepping up to make sure no kids in our community sleep on the floor. Our Haley Monaco has tonight's Positively Montana story.
The Billings chapter of Sleep in Heavenly Peace got started in August of last year. Since then, they've been busy gathering donations to build and deliver beds to kids in need to provide them a comfortable and safe space to sleep every night. It's all hands on deck at the first Sleep in Heavenly Peace bed build in Billings.
We're here to build beds for kids in Billings who don't have them.
Kids that aren't homeless, but who don't have a comfortable place of their own to sleep at night. There are thousands struggling.
We finally received enough donations to do a community build.
Volunteers built 15 beds to start, each one done with care and a special stamp of approval at the end.
It's so nice to see that people understand our mission and everyone's working towards getting more kids off the floor.
It was a long day, but once the beds were complete, applications for those in need could open. Mom of 5, Ashley Jones, is doing her best to make ends meet.
I finally reached out to one of them and filled out the application. It was super easy, super fast, and she's super nice.
About a month after the build, 3 of her kids got a bunk bed to share.
They've been sleeping on the floor for about past 3-4 months now.
With new sheets and watching the bed built right in their room, the kids couldn't contain their excitement. So far, the Billings chapter of Sleep in Heavenly Peace has delivered 8 beds.
It is a big burden off of me, and that really helps a lot.
Providing a good night's sleep and getting kids in our town off the floor. In Billings, Haley Monaco, MTN News.